This is A Groom for Celia, part of the Blizzard Bride series, Book 3, written by Cahill, narrated by Jamison Walker, published by Bar 26 Publishing, LLC, author copyright 2020 by Cahill, production copyright 2022 by Bar 26 Publishing, LLC, all rights reserved. Chapter 1. Manhattan, New York City, October 1878. He'd finally lost them. Jack Wendler pressed himself against the peeling wallpaper, just inside the dim building, as footsteps pounded past outside. The rain quickly drowned them out, but he didn't dare move, not until he was certain they were gone. Water dripped from his hat and coat onto the floor, and he still didn't move. When nothing else sounded from outside, he let out a deep breath and lit a match to illuminate the entryway. There was old Mr. Fiacco, curled up next to the stairs. Jack stepped over the man's bag of meager possessions, stopping to drop a coin into it before shaking out the burnt match and continuing up the stairs in the dark. He fumbled for his key, ignoring the pitter-patter of the building's resident mice, and unlocked the door. He had to force his weight into just the right spot to get the thing to open. The building wasn't much. A 4-story rooming house in a part of the city Jack had thought he would have left behind by now. But the rent was right, and so he stayed. Until now. He lit the lamp on the old desk that sat opposite his bed. The light flickered over walls tinged with years of smoke and illuminated a scarred wooden floor. Jack peeled off his soaked hat and coat before sitting down to the paper he'd bought that morning. He rarely purchased a newspaper, but for some reason he'd felt compelled to that morning. He smiled wryly at the newsprint. Perhaps in his gut he'd known this latest deal was going to fall apart even more spectacularly than the ones before. Perhaps he'd known he'd need to be getting out of the city as soon as possible. Jack flipped the pages of the paper until he found the advertisements. He pulled the lamp closer as he squinted at the fine print. A full page of ads, desperate for workers, stared back at him, and thankfully a few of them were for places far away from New York. Wanted, strong young men for coal mining in Pennsylvania. Needed quickly, railroadmen in New Mexico Territory. Furnacemen needed, fair paid to Cleveland, Ohio. Jack made a face. He wasn't against hard work, but none of this was exactly what he had in mind. He was a businessman. He could befriend anyone, sell anything, negotiate a good deal. Except he'd lost money for at least 6 different investors.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?